Sedick Steenkamp. You are the president of the South African Travel, Hajj and Umrah Operators Association. I understand there's good news that the Umrah season has opened. However, there are 9 countries that are not allowed to apply to go on Umrah. Who are the countries, and when do you think the Umrah will be made available to the countries that have been restricted for now?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh, and salam to all the listeners out there and to everybody in the studio. Yes, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. The Umrah season is opening on the 1st of Muharram, which is around about the 10th of August for international pilgrims. Safe to say that South Africa is one of the 9 countries that's on the list that cannot get into the kingdom directly. So the Umrah season is open. We would be able to go, but we would be, we need to do a 14-day quarantine in a qualifying third country. And, that is an obstacle at the moment. And inshallah ta'ala, we do not know when this will be lifted. But if you are able and you're willing to stay 14 days in another country before you enter the kingdom, then indeed you are able to do the Umrah.
Okay, so we're talking 14 days of quarantine in another country before you enter the Holy Lands. Are they not prepared to look at those vax passports they're talking about? I know the UK, US, and some European countries are suggesting that if you want to visit their countries, you need to have a clearance certificate or a vaccination passport. Do you think that might be an option for us as South Africans?
At the moment, the current rules are that you've got to have, the 2 shots of vaccination of either Pfizer or, it's unclear whether they want 2 shots of the other vaccinations as well. But that is a requirement. You still have to do a PCR test. So that is a normal requirement that you're going to have in order to travel and in order to get into the kingdom. So in addition to that, there are still 9 countries, of which India and Pakistan, Egypt, South Africa, Argentina, and so on are still on call it the red list that cannot enter directly. I think it's time that we need to lobby our government to talk to the Saudi Arabian government to see what we can do, to lift the embargo on South Africans. I think it's important at this stage that we need to do more presentation and some tawa. We definitely have to think about what we can do in order to lobby the government to assist us in this respect.
Inshallah, we do look forward to people like yourselves and other interested parties to lobby on our behalf, SATHUOA as well. So hopefully we are allowed to go into the kingdom on Umrah without spending 14 days of quarantine in another country, because that would be an extra burden
to us. It would be very expensive.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, not only expensive, but in terms of people getting leave and so on.
Yes.
In time, it is an issue.
All right, so fingers crossed that you guys start the ball rolling in that direction.
Inshallah, we'll do that, inshallah. And hopefully, inshallah, we make sure that Allah Ta'ala assist us and that we are able to get directly, into the kingdom of Saudi Arabia for Umrah, inshallah Ta'ala.
Ameen. Shukran very much for talking to us. That was Sedick Steenkamp, President of the South African Travel, Hajj and Umrah Operators. It is 8:58. We'll be back with you round about 9:05. We're going to be taking the news on the hour and financial updates with Nafisa Saider, compliments of Randry Jewelers. Still to come on the show, Dr. Qureisha Ismail Suleiman talking to us about the hate speech and the divisions that are being planted in people's minds against the Indian community here in South Africa. And then also Dr. Ridwan Suleiman from CSIR is going to be talking to us about the current COVID situation as we see it right here in South Africa.
شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك 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 لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك يا منان يا ديان يا غفور يا ودود يا رحمن يا نعمة لك الملك يا شريك يا الله يا جبار يا لبيك لبيك لا شريك
News at 9. Police are on high alert amid a potential threat to public transport services in Cape Town. And Mozambique's President Philip Nyusi yesterday expressed his gratitude to African countries sending troops to help fight insurgents in the north of the country. Good morning, I'm Tabile Duma. Police are on high alert amid a potential threat to public transport services in Cape Town. This follows the weeks of deadly taxi violence which has spilled over to bus services last week. Dozens of people have been shot and wounded in recent weeks. Last week, I saw the closure of the taxi route between Mbekweni and Bellville, which has been the center